like to eat.
It's time for the second course, hour number 2 of The Modern Eater.
What are you hungry for?
Here's to a meal we're all here for.
Delicious and tasty.
Now we're getting to the good stuff.
With your hosts, Greg Hollenbeck, Jay Parker, and Brian Freeman.
Yes, and more yeses. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, a whole week full of holidays. Family, friends, however you look at it, not everybody's like you, Brian. Don't expect them to be.
Come on,
people
now.
are different. Your family's
you're
different.
not different. Look at you, and we put together a nice picnic table tonight.
Look at that. I like your shirt better. We'll switch in the next one. Greg Hollenbeck, Brian Freeman, Carrie Baird. We continue. Blake Edmonds indicate he's serving food for everybody else.
Yeah, he's doing what he does good.
Yeah, which is what? Doing what he does good. Being fancy. Cleaning up and being fancy. Okay, Carrie. Ready?
Yeah.
Because you like spirits, you like beer, right?
Yes.
Blake was telling me I like the cheapest beer you could possibly give me, which there's a place for that, PBR.
For sure.
Those types of things. But artisanal beers that are made here, craft beers, we've got a company, Bandit Oak Brewing Company, like to welcome these guys. Will, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Hey, guys.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Brianna, good to see you as well. Gosh, they're smiling, ready to go. So tastings, that happens a lot in the industry.
Yeah.
Come in, let's taste that. We're going to go through a little tasting rigmarole here. I've never tasted any of their stuff except for your Kolsch just a few minutes ago. And then this right here, I don't quite know what that
I think it's the Scotch Ale.
Yeah, the Scotch Ale. Delicious, first of all.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, let's pour some beers. Let's taste them. While you're doing that, talk about Bandit Oak Brewing Company.
Absolutely. We're located less than 2 miles away from here, which is kind of hilarious. So, yeah, we're in between 4th and 5th on Broadway, 470.
Oh, your neighbors.
Yeah, so not far at all. We've been around about 3.5 years. We kind of dabble in some wine barrel aging. We do some whiskey barrel aging as well. This is kind of some of our very drinkable, straight up, just beer. So none of these have been aged in any wine or whiskey barrels. They're just easy, approachable, kind of the same style as a lighter, I guess, American kind of type of beer. So we're going to start off with the Kolsch, which is just a really nice, light German ale.
It's a daily.
It's a daily.
And so, Will, you're saying none of these tonight that we're drinking are sort of your flagship?
None of these right now. We did a Belgian blonde that we put in a Pinot Noir barrel that we're going to taste later. These right now, these are just really easy drinking. We try to not really pigeonhole ourselves, so we kind of run the spectrum of taste. So if you come in, you're not kind of a beer nerd, or you're not in a experimental or adventurous mood, you can have just a really straight up, easy drinking, drinkable beer. Or if you feel like trying something a little more advanced, I guess, you can have Belgian blonde, or we do an imperial stout out of whiskey. We do a lot of kind of funkier stuff, really based on what you're in the mood for.
What's your beer palate, Carrie?
I tend to go to the IPA, the bitter, the hoppy.
Yeah, really? You like the hoppy?
I do. I don't get me wrong. There's a place in my heart for a Pilsner or Kolsch, especially after a long, if I'm thirsty.
Or
but
a
if
hot
I'm
day.
sitting down, I drink an IPA.
That's it?
Yeah.
IPA. Brian, you're not really a beer fan.
No, that's totally wrong. I am. I've just, as I've getting older,
I just love saying that.
Yeah, I know. He loves busting my chops about that. I think your tastes change. As we age, as we mature.
Oh, absolutely.
Our tastes go from one place to the next. I started really dark. I was, early 90s, I was embracing the 90 shilling. And that was my beer of
that
choice.
Was the beer back then.
Oh, yeah, that was it. That's where I would go. Or like Molly Brown Ale from Rock Bottom and stuff like that. And as I've gotten older, it's totally funny because I've gone way, way light. So the Kolsch, that's my style these days. Or a Saison, a Kolsch, something. I'm a lighter lager, even kind of guy.
A sour too?
I do. I haven't embraced it as much. What I have been drinking though lately is true alcoholic kombuchas.
Oh, sure.
And I have found those are really,
so modern of you.
I know. My kids would be proud. Well, I got turned on to it actually at a Whole Foods out in California. I was just doing a trip out there for Thanksgiving, and I started. They had an incredible selection of all these local California kombuchas with alcohol, and I thought,
Boozy kombuchas, it's awesome.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I drank a couple of them, and I was like, "This is perfect."
Oh yeah,
I was right on the right train that night.
Forget about it.
Yeah, it was like all the way around.
Okay,
but it's funny. But I
ask.
like this. I do like a nice light beer.
Will, what do
all
you
the
do
time.
with the seltzer thing that's going on now? Do you embrace it
Yeah.
as a brewery?
Where's
hard.
your clear malt liquor
Yeah,
world
I mean,
going?
I do. I think there's a market for it for sure, 100%. Obviously, it's been kind of wildfire this year, but yeah, I think there's a place for it. It's interesting. You know, a lot of breweries are doing seltzer versions. I just don't want anyone to kind of sort of betray what they believe in just to make a buck, I guess, and sell a beer.
course, yeah.
Good for you.
So, I mean, I'm not saying we're above it. We haven't done one yet. It would be kind of interesting to play around, with one and maybe put it in a barrel and add some extra flavor or something.
Yeah.
But
I heard the most interesting statistic last week, and I didn't hear it like on the news, like someone told me, but the biggest brand debut in the history of the world was White Claw.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it beat the vapes, it beat the Red Bulls, it beat all that stuff. It was White Claw. Had the biggest impact on the market in the history of mankind.
Yeah. And I think
Seriously?
Well, and remember the two old guys from Bartles and James? Whatever happened to that?
Or what was the other one that came out that was, the early ages of the
Zima.
Zima?
Oh, gosh.
High
Holy
school. What's
smokes.
up?
I'm always,
Thank you, Jay. I would have drowned with that.
I'm always locked and loaded. You want to talk about Zima, my
I'm glad
friend.
this is like a year-end show. We're going back through memory lane tonight.
Zima's back. Zima's back.
Is it really?
Oh, totally. We could go to the liquor store and get some right now.
I drink,
Not that we're going to, because I like IPAs. I want to talk about this
but I got
beer.
to tell you, this is your Kolsch, right?
Well, and
this
it's
is
interesting.
awesome.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
here's
Yeah.
one thing that a lot of people do with their beers is they find one they like and they don't go away from it at all. Just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I was like, give me some more of that Kolsch because I love it.
Right, totally.
Right, but I want to try these other beers here.
No, absolutely.
So-
I mean, people are definitely creatures of habit. People come in without looking at the menu, and they're just like, I want an IPA.
Hit me with something
And-
else.
That's
And,
what I do. I walk in and it's like, what do you got? Do you have
No,
an IPA?
totally.
I love
And
it.
it's everyone kind of has their own stamp that they put on their IPA. We do a really traditional 2-hop West Coast. So, once again, we don't really – there are fads and things that happen in kind of the beer industry and every industry, but we kind of stay away from the hazies. We don't really know its shelf life, and kind of when it starts to get some particulate and some things in the beer, it's not really my cup of tea.
What does a hazy mean?
Hazy essentially means there's a lot of yeast in solution, so
Okay.
it's that's what causes that kind of opaque character.
And hazy is literally that. Like, it's cloudy.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool.
Exactly right. So obviously it started in New England and was a big deal, and it was people who kind of half filtered or not filtered at all any of their beers. And for my personal palate, I like more of a clean, just kind of drinking experience, I guess. I don't know how else to say it, but yeah.
Well, why was there that race? It seemed like people were going with these IPAs, making them so. I guess they're calling for a break, but it's an interesting conversation because some people that like the IPAs, it's too much. I mean, to me, it's like you taste it, your mouth, it's like pucker. It's over the edge.
Seriously, and Carrie's not like, yeah, that's
I'm
exactly
just
what I like
I don't
about
get
it.
any of that.
Interesting. Okay.
It tastes complex and cold and satisfying and high in alcohol
Brian claims
usually.
he's a
And
super taster.
Well,
Brian is a super taster.
Some things
so
really
yes.
are overwhelming. I mean,
I get it.
It's a terrible affliction.
All right.
I'll
Oh,
tell
come
you.
on. It's not terrible.
I know. I love it, but I hate being that guy.
This tastes
that's
like soap, man.
Yeah.
No, that's a special
I get
cilantro
is-
person. That's not me.
All right,
I love
let's
cilantro.
break off. This is too cool because I'm having fun with this company. This is Banded Oak Brewing Company, right? I keep
Yep,
looking at
Banded
it.
Oak.
Yeah. Will and Brianna are here with us. We're going to continue. Carrie Barrett's going to stick around. We're going to get into some more barrel age stuff next. Are you listening to that feedback on there?
I can hear it.
You can hear that. Woo, it'll drive you crazy. That was 2 minutes ago. If you wondered what you said a minute ago, just
Oh.
be quiet. You can hear it now.
So does that mean we can cuss and they're going to fix
No,
it?
you cannot. You cannot. But I have a feeling that Carrie Bear can say whatever she wants, especially on TME, the modern
we-
era.
She did beat
Test it.
Bobby Flay. I mean, you know.
Ew.
Yeah, she did beat Bobby Flay. Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back barrel aging. It's cool. Is it a fad, Brian, do you think? No.
No. I think it's just the beginning. I think we're right. We're right at a new place because it's going on in many different methods in the alcohol production, in my opinion.
See the segue? We're going to do some barrel-aged beers, and then we're going to go into some straight distilling with Golden Moon, and they'll be up in the 7:30 portion of the show. So we'll continue right here from Studio Kitchen, Colorado, off the Little Rich in the Little Rich corner, and we'll continue on the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
Yeehaw, we're getting close. Hey, I got my tall friend Christopher here from Tonali's. Tony
correct.
and Allie.
Yep.
And he was mentioning something to me he wanted to bring up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that people really understand the difference and what makes this chicken so special. So I really want them to go to cooksventures.com. I want them to read about this chicken program and see why it's so different, the things that they're doing that other producers of poultry are not doing in the market, the first company in the country to do what they're doing. I want people to go to Bardo. I want them to order this chicken dish so they can see for themselves what is making this program such a success and why it's so different.
Well, I'm going to have to get me some. Usually I don't even eat during the show.
And look how good it looks over there already.
It looks fantastic, and as fast as they broke it down, obviously it's a tender chicken.
Right, obviously. And not only that, look at the crispy skin on it. Man, it's going to be something really good.
Incredible. So I'm a restaurant. I want to get it. How do I get in touch with you?
Tonali's Meats. We're at 38th and Dahlia, 303-940-8700, and we're on 38th and Dahlia.
That phone number again?
303-940-8700.
Awesome. We'll be right back.
Hey, brewery and restaurant owners, listen up. Do you want to save 10 to 20% on your natural gas bill? Of course you do. Saving money is making money. Your savings is just a phone call away. Call Brian Rizzuto now, 720-245-5771. 720-245-5771. It's Encore Energy.
Rocker Spirits.
30 seconds to live read.
It's a place to hang. It's about quality. It's about taste. It's about passion. Infused with American spirit. Rocker whiskey, rocker rum, rocker vodka. Get ready for an original
15 to live read.
Old Town Littleton. And if you get
10.
Some drinks, they've got the best food truck line in town. Open Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
5 and in.
rockerspirits.com.
All right, you guys, back to the show in just a second, but it's that AspenBakingCompany.com time where we talk about delicious bread, locally made with no preservatives, no chemicals.
I
no
ate a whole
dyes.
loaf of bread last night.
No, you didn't.
Well, but
Yes, he did.
I wanted
He did.
to.
What?
I wanted to.
I definitely could.
Could you?
Oh, without a doubt.
Bread is like everything.
Everything.
Carrie Baird, you get down with AspenBaking.com?
You know I do.
Well, say it. Say Carrie Baird gets down with Aspen Baking.
Carrie Baird gets down with AspenBaking.com.
I don't know if that's loud enough to cut out, but I'll take a shot at it later. It's AspenBaking.com. Whether you're into hoagies, focaccias, ciabattas, baguettes, croissants, bear claws, lobster rolls, pound cakes, coffee cakes, the list goes on and on. If you're somebody like Brian Freeman from Growers Organic who treats his employees, now you have to some boxed lunches. They do boxed lunches now, and they're using delicious Rome sausage in those boxed lunches. So,
Jay, who doesn't like a good box lunch?
An insane person, I guess, or somebody that's already had lunch, maybe. Those are the two people. They've already eaten or they're crazy.
They're insane.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you the website again where you can get all this delicious bread here locally in Denver, and then it's back to the show with Chef Carrie Baird and the folks from Banded Oak Brewing Company. It's AspenBaking.com.
Yo, what's up? This is Justin Brunson, Culture Meat and Cheese in Denver Central Market. I'm a meat guy. And you're listening to the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
Little Rich is reveling over the talents of Mr. Jay Parker right there.
He's very talented.
He is very talented. I love your reads, too, Jay.
Yeah, they're so fun.
Your
Thank
witty
you.
commentary.
Thank you.
All right, round robin real quick. Okay, as we're getting into the holidays, what's the number one food or beverage that you only eat during the holidays that you love, Carrie?
Cranberries.
Cranberries? Mm-hmm. All right. How about you, Will?
I'm kind of a sucker for eggnog, but I'm about one bottle and done.
Yeah. Only one day, one drink.
Yeah. I just got to scratch the itch and I'm out.
Brianna's thinking.
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie.
Or pecan.
No, I could see that.
those are real.
Would you say like pie in general or just those two?
Just those
variations?
two. I feel like summertime I'm not into
I don't really
the winter
eat pie
pies.
unless, or just pie in general.
Yeah.
It's mostly just
Yeah.
pie. Those two pies. I'm with you, pumpkin and pecan.
We actually did both the other day, and we're like, I can't decide. I got to do each.
How about you, Be Free?
I'm going to go sweet potato casserole, man. I never go down with the marshmallows like I do around the holidays.
So you're saying you don't eat sweet potato casserole in July?
No, I know, and I should, but because I like it, and I always tease people because everyone thinks we grow yams. The other day I was doing a tour, and they're like, "Oh, I eat yams all the time."
Yeah,
and
hey, vegetable guy, what's the difference between a yam and a sweet potato?
Well, one, yams do not grow on this continent. They only grow in Africa, and I would say most of people in the United States or in the North America have never eaten a yam.
So it's like a buffalo or a bison.
Yes, we only have bison on this North American continent, but we call it the North American buffalo because we're the best. We're Americans.
That's a whole other conversation. Back to the root, to the tuber.
Yeah, so it is a tuber
okay.
and a yam, but it's really interesting because a yam is truly more of a starchy tuber than the potatoes.
Why did we start calling sweet potatoes yams?
It's interesting. I want to find out because it has to do with marketing. I'm sure at some level because we just didn't know. Orange. Well, it's because, think about it. It's a Beauregard, which most people don't even know what is a Beauregard.
What is a Beauregard?
It's a variety of sweet potato.
Okay.
So you have what most people know as garnets or jewels.
Yeah,
we
I know
try
that.
to categorize everything into garnets and jewels, but you've got your O. Henrys, which are your white sweet potatoes.
Delicious.
Yeah.
What about the purple variation?
Well, the Japanese.
Okay.
That's your Japanese potato, but we call it a Japanese yam.
That's when you're in your best, Brian. Really talking produce. I call him. I'm like, what?
Oh, we had a conversation.
I know. Where should you store this, Brian? Should my tomato be in the fridge? No, it'll get milly, and you don't want that.
How dare you?
Put your tomato. But I like a cold tomato, so now I'm just chilling it a little bit before I eat it, and all kinds of weird stuff. Back to beer.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. Next episode.
That's
Modern
right.
Eater.
Well, no, I would love to geek out with you anytime, Carrie, on that because there's a lot of things around that. A Jerusalem artichoke.
We digress. Beer. Here we go.
And by the way,
get him going.
This IPA, though, I will say, super mild and right in line with what I would say is a tasty IPA.
Good segue.
No, seeing you light up when you talked vegetables was impressive.
It's
for sure.
right,
Yeah,
right?
it's
light comes on.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Thanks.
But
it's my groove.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
strike zone.
It's his name.
Yeah. But yeah, so we also
if you ever need to ask him what you should plant on your balcony, like I do, where the exposure is and the bed.
For sure.
Okay.
Or should you refrigerate or not, peel or not?
Yeah.
Onions,
ask this guy.
Potatoes, tomatoes.
Is there any use for carrot peelings, Brian?
Ooh, yes.
Light up again. Amazing.
I know. He's amazing. And please, can we talk about your beer?
Of course. Yeah, no worries.
Barrel aging. All right, so I set it up before the break. Barrel aging, is that something that are you just showing off? No.
No, so, to very much boil it down, wineries, distilleries, it's essentially waste after, use. So you either use it in beer or use it with furniture or decor. So there's not really a lot of uses for all these barrels that are being essentially thrown away after they're being used to make wine or beer or wine or whiskey. So we specifically do a lot of wine barreling, so mainly from California. Dumal is the name of the winery, so they do a French oak, and it's absolutely delicious.
Can I get down on it?
Oh, absolutely.
I'd love to do that.
I don't. Can I
That's such
have
a fancy bottle. You want to pour out?
I need a dump bucket.
Need a dumper? All right, we got
another glass here too.
Oh yeah, we got extras for
Brian's
sure.
coming. Here he comes. So, if the winery doesn't reuse, do wineries not reuse barrels? Is it a thing? Do they hit the landfill? I feel like there's so many barrel-aged things this day and age. Is there actually barrels that are hitting the landfill?
Oh, I don't know about landfill.
And you as the secondary consumer, do you have to pay for them? And is it expensive?
You have to pay for them, absolutely. It's not overly expensive. It's definitely a cost.
I get you.
What's that?
The freight might get
The
you.
freight, yeah.
Right, because you have to get it here. I mean, like, are there Colorado wineries? Like,
there are.
Come on, these guys are hyper local. They know the peeps. We get you some fucking.
We can introduce you. We can introduce you.
That back
There's a dump right
Don,
there.
take
There's
that, Don, please.
Go ahead.
No, so me personally, my family's been associated with a wine label in California, and that was the
Sure,
Connect
sure.
originally. Just, getting really well-used barrels that are good quality, all that kind of stuff. Just like in cooking, it's all about the ingredients you use to kind of make what you make. And so with this, we did a little bit of Pinot. We have dabbled in some Chardonnay. It's not a ton of flavor that imparts, but
Right.
the three kind of best varietals for us would be Pinot, Cabernet, and Syrah.
So all red.
Mostly all red.
Well, and you can. Will I will tell you the moment the nose of this,
Yeah.
it I haven't tasted it yet, but it threw me like left field.
Oh, good.
Because I'm thinking wine. When the nose on this is just way different than I'm sure what it tastes like.
And it's a sipper, too.
But is it?
Yeah, fireside sipper.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it's a little under 8% ABV. So, or actually, this is 8.6. I'm losing my mind. So the original Belgian Blonde is a little under, so it actually imparts a little bit more alcohol. Just kind of the wine that's soaked in the staves.
And will tell us what was this again?
This is the Belgian Blonde.
This is the blonde. And look at this, folks.
It's definitely more rosy
not
for
bad.
sure.
Yeah. And that's from the wine barrel, right?
It
I would
is.
imagine, right?
Absolutely.
The coloration.
Absolutely.
All this is available in your tasting room?
Yeah, we actually just released our bottles today. So we
Congratulations.
So get yours
What a
for the
big
holidays.
day.
Yeah,
Merry
so
Christmas.
we don't bottle a ton. We bottle probably 4 or 5 times a year. We do tiny little batches of maybe 10, 15 cases. So we're teeny tiny. So another kind of throwback to wine is we do 750s bottles instead of something a little. It's just a little more. Feels like more of an event, and you can kind of pair it with food and
Can
enjoy
you buy
it
that
way.
off premise?
No,
that available?
not right now.
Okay, so go
it's
there.
Only at the tap room.
Yeah, and give that address again.
So we're at 470 Broadway. So I say in between 4th and 5th because Highway 470, people think we're there, but we're not. We're a little bit more north than that. So the
Across
address
from the Wizard's Chest. Everybody
Right.
knows that.
Yeah.
The Wizard's Chest.
Oh.
I got you.
Classic landmark.
I know where you're at now.
Yeah.
And
You
pretty
know,
soon that'll be worth
Go
it.
get a little tuned up.
Yeah.
Go to the Wizard Chest. It's a
Yeah.
perfect afternoon.
I love how you
Get
say
the
that,
gift at the
Carrie.
Wizard's Chest. Get your own gift at Bandit. You're
I
fine.
love it.
Well, now I know.
Tis the season.
Where's the Wizard's Chest? Oh, it's by band.
It's by
There you
Bandit.
go.
Exactly. And it's hilarious. Like,
Oh,
people
now
will
I
come.
know.
There's a lot of competitions at the Wizard's Chest.
What kind of
So like
Gaming.
D&D,
Gaming.
Yeah.
gaming, and there've been a lot of celebratory beers
Let's get
been
into
had
that,
at Bandit.
guys. Let's get into that.
You did bring that, Will. That's like now we're really rolling back in.
Oh yeah, D&D, Pokemon. Oh, there's lots.
OMG.
So
You guys were a Pokemon stop at once, yeah.
we were. Oh yeah,
Really?
it was ridiculous. Even the people from Wizard's Chest were like, "How did you make that happen?" We're like, "I have no idea. It
You
just
should have
happened."
been like, we.
Oh, I know a guy.
We know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guy.
I know it.
I did that. I know Pokemon.
It's 7:30 on 630 KHOW, our iHeart Radio affiliate. Hopefully you're tuned in on Facebook Live. You get full value, and you get to see all these delicious beers that we're tasting. I am going there next week. Are you open during Christmas?
Christmas Day and New Year's Day will be closed, but we're pretty much open
All the time.
How
all the
dare
time.
you? That's when I like to drink and just
You got to get your crowler
Yeah.
in or your bottle age.
Yeah,
you
get
know?
those in. And these are ready to go for you.
Absolutely, yeah. So Belgian Blonde is, we did a small batch of them coming to the tap room, and yeah, super easy. No worries.
Delicious. Well done, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you.
doubt. Everything
Yeah.
I tasted was absolutely perfect.
Really
And-
was.
And these are the types of guys you want to support. Go see a new brewery. And this is a brewery that we
Right?
can recommend right off the bat.
And you can get your gaming on while you're at it.
I don't think I would ever think. Are you a gamer? Karen?
0%. I have some of my line cooks are like level 5 nerds.
I know.
And I love them for it. And they're so funny, but like they love the Wizard's Chest. And
Oh.
Blake's dad
Tell 'em to come over.
Blake's dad is really big into that stuff. So we're like,
You'll have to tell me later during the break what a level 5 bird is because I don't
oh,
even
man,
know that.
I could show you a picture.
Look who's in the little rich corner.
I love this.
Oh, Blakers!
Is in the little rich corner. That's enough. It's coming up right here. All right, we're going to break right here.
Stay
Thank
tuned.
you guys.
This is going to be
Come
good.
see us. All right, little Brianna, you
Come
guys
see
are great.
us, yeah.
Bandit Oak Brewing Company. Go see those guys. Support local. And this is
Heck
time
yes.
to
Hyper
go
local,
support.
man.
All right, we'll take a break. Come back. We're going to do distilling. And Stephen Gould's up with Golden Moon Distillery and Golden Moon Speak or Speak Easy. Either one you want. We're going to do spirits. Up next right here on the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.